my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's story time. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below, and also turn on your post bell notifications so you are notified every time I make an upload. Hey y'all, so we're gonna get right into the video. You read the title, so you know what we're gonna be talking about, so let's get into it. Okay, so y'all said y'all wanted more BJ stories, and I'm here to give the people what they want. So this is the time that I had to cut my brother off for the first time. I've cut him off multiple times, but this is like the first, and I feel like the most serious time that like we ever like got into it. But it was more so me. Okay, whatever. So for the sake of this video, we are calling BJ. Y'all already know who that is. If you are new here, you don't know who BJ is, go watch last week's story time. And yeah, the previous stories that I told about him are linked at the end of that video, so you can just go back and watch older videos just to know who he is. You don't gotta watch those stories to know what's going on in this, but like, yeah, BJ is BJ. Remember I told y'all about Brooke? I think that story was called she got her wig snatched in the club or something like that. BJ, Brooke, and then dang, I just realized it's a whole bunch of B names. I promise you, y'all, I promise you, when I was thinking about my homegirl name, who I'm finna tell y'all, I did not do this on purpose, because Brooke's name was already Brooke like 3 months ago, right? And BJ name was already BJ, and I just thought about my homegirl fake name. I'm not changing it though. Her name is gonna be Bridget. So BJ, Brooke, and Bridget, big B's. If you know, you know. So I feel like that's very fitting for who we're talking about. Okay, so let's kick this off to how me and Bridget met. We met through one of my ex-friends. I was homegirls with her at the time. She don't need no name because she's not relevant to the story, but I met Bridget through her, and we became close, and then we bonded because we both cut off the mutual friend or whatever, because she was just on some weird shit. But mind you, Bridget was like the type of friend that, like, of course y'all know she didn't live in my hometown, so like I would only see her like really on the weekends, like if I was in the city or whatever. So Bridget was like the homegirl. Like, you know how you got like different friend groups, like you don't want to like mix, like you might have like your school friends, and then if you hear Deuce in the background crying, I don't know, don't ask me because I don't know. You might have like your school friends, and then you might have like your athlete friends, and then you might have like your church friends, and then like your fun friend. Like Bridget was like my party friend, like my, if I need plans for the night, Bridget gonna always have some moves set up, because like she always outside. Like she was outside before we even started saying we was outside, right? So she was like that. So anytime I wanted to like go to a party or hit up a kickback or nothing, I know who to call. I'm gonna call Bridget, right? And mind you, like I'm telling y'all, like we was friends, and we was friends, don't get me wrong, but like she wasn't the type of friend to where like she knew all my business. Like she might know like a couple things like about me, like a few details, but like she don't know everything about me, like how like Sparkle or like Mercedes or somebody would know, like, you know, because those was like my best bitches, right? So, but we was cool enough to like, you know, like we would see each other like only on the weekends. We might like text every now and then, maybe like a phone call every now and then during the week, but like I never seen her, kicked it with her, unless it was on the weekend and I was in the city. So long story short, we've been friends now for, let's say, about like a good 4-5 years. Like that's my girl, love her down, right? So one day she called me, and we just on the phone, just catching up or whatever, because I ain't seen her in a while, and she was like, she had started talking to this new boy. I'm telling her about this one boy that I was dealing with at the time. Y'all, I gotta tell y'all a whole story time about this nigga, because the way this man did me so dirty for prom. If you want that story, remind me in the comments to tell that story next, because this was like my junior year. I went to 2 proms that year, right? Yeah, that man, I'm still traumatized to this day, y'all, and I graduated high school 10 years ago. Traumatized. But anyways, that's a whole different story for a different time. But if y'all want that story, let me know in the comments. So anyways, so I'm telling her like, yeah, I'm dealing with whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And at the time, like me and Bridget was talking, like he was cool, like he wasn't on no weird shit. So like that was like my little boo. So So she just telling me about this new guy that she been talking to, and this is like the first time she's mentioned him or whatever, right? Because like I said, like we had just started back like catching up or whatever. Not like we fell out or nothing, but you know, like I ain't seen her in like a few weeks or whatever. So mind you, like whenever I'm talking to like my homegirls, unless it's like a boy that like I'm for real in a relationship with, or like I'm obsessed with, or like I want to be in a relationship with or something, like I don't just be telling them like, oh, his name is da da da, he go to da 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 school, he look like da da da. No, like, cause you know, like back then I was a pimp. I'm just kidding. No, I wasn't. I wasn't a pimp. I'm a lover girl, actually. Please, I'm capping like fuck, please. You know, but you know, like I had a roster, like just, yeah. So it wasn't like we was on the phone like saying like, oh, his name da da da. Keep this in mind, this is very important. So she told me she had a boo, told me like, oh, I think she said they met at like somebody cookout or something, like one of her friends was having a cookout, and then her friends had like older brothers, and then his friends was there. Never told me his name, what he looked like, no nothing, right? So I'm just like, okay, like you got a boo, like that's cool. So cool. Fast forward like a few weeks, like we still keep talking. We've hung out like a couple times by now, and I'm asking her like, oh yeah, like what's going on with your boo or whatever. Now mind you, pause right here, I know BJ name is BJ in this story, but like my brother real name, like his actual real name, not his nickname, is a very common name, right? So I'm not putting two and two together. So we hanging out, and I'm asking her like, oh, how's it going with her boo? Like, is that her boyfriend yet? Like, what's going on? Like, whoop whoop whoop. And she told me his name. So she was like, girl, no, like she didn't tell me, like she was just talking, and she was like something, and I'd be like, BJ da da da, and I was just like, oh, his name BJ, like that's what's up. Mind you, I'm not putting two and two together, because why would I, right? Like I'm not thinking you talking to my whole brother, because why would I think that? Like what? Like he not even like, and I'm not trying to like sound like nothing, but like my brother has like a type for real. Like if you see, like if you put all the girls he's ever messed with, but you know the nigga don't be serious about nobody, but all the girls who like he done fake played house with, messed with, had sex with, whatever, like in a line, they all look alike. So it's like he has a type, and Bridget was not his type. I'm not saying Bridget is ugly by any means. She's a beautiful girl, but just not my brother's type. So of course I'm not putting two and two together, because you don't look like the type of girl that he would go for, right? So we get to talking, and she was telling me how like he's starting to act weird. So I'm just like, what you mean? So she was like, normally like they would be like on the phone at night, like they'll fall asleep on the phone, and you know like my brother don't do shit like that. So I don't know what the hell this man had going on. So they would like fall asleep on the phone or whatever, but lately he ain't been doing that. And she said one day she was on his Instagram just like checking his page, and she seen a girl like comment under his IG, and then she brought it up to him, and then he blocked her on IG and then unblocked her. So like they was just like going back and forth. She was like, I think he messed with another bitch. And like I told y'all in previous story times, back then I was the pull-up friend. Like, girl, what you, I'm still like, if I had a homegirl, you want to pull up on your nigga, yeah, let's do that. Jump in the Jeep, let's go. Yeah, I was the pull up friend back then. Like, do you want to go pull up on this man? Because we can do it. All you got to do is drop the low. Ain't no keep it on the low. Drop the location, baby. Stop. Y'all, I just, anytime I sit in this chair, no matter if I'm recording, it don't matter. Sorry, y'all, I can't do it today. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm the pull-up friend. All you gotta do, drop the location. We can be there in 2.5. So I'm telling her like, well, if ever one day you want to go pull up on this man so we can really see what's going on, let's do that. And she was just like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm sure like everything is fine. Like Bridget is still to this day, like she is like one of the sweetest people like you will ever meet in your life. She is so sensitive. She's a crybaby. She like will always try to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like that's why like we were so cool, because like I'm like that too. I'm just like, okay girl, like just let me know, whatever. So cool, let's pause Bridget for right now. Just know we kept hanging out. We would go to parties every now and then, go to a kickback, whatever. So mind you, as all of this is going on, I'm still actively, you know, like at my godparents' house, hanging out with BJ, all of this and that, right? So one day I was on Instagram, and this is what really like pissed me off, because this would really like pissed me off, because like he knew. And like hold on, let me pause right here. I'm sorry, y'all know I got ADHD. Let me pause right here. So you know, BJ whole thing, anytime I tell y'all anything about BJ, what he always tell me, don't mess with none of his friends, don't mess with none of his homeboys, don't mess with nobody that he know, don't mess with nobody who do the same thing that he do, drug dealing, gang banging, or nothing, right? Like, he's adamant about that. Like, I told y'all, like, one time, like, BJ, I was like damn near in love with this man. Like, I was just, stop. I was damn near in love with this boy, and BJ made me feel so bad about even having a crush on this man because they went to elementary school together.
That kind of hurted me though.
This wasn't somebody who ran in his circle. This wasn't somebody who he hung around on a daily basis. They went to elementary school together. He knew him. He knew of him. They went to school together, whatever. They weren't even friends for real. Made me feel so bad about even having a crush. Like, I'm talking about, like, yelling at me like, you're not talking to him, woo-do-woo-do. So when y'all see, like, as I continue with this story, like, yeah. So anyways, okay, so one day I'm at my people's house, and I feel like either Bridget called me or FaceTimed me or something. Either way it go, I'm on the phone with her. It had to have been FaceTime because he's seen her face. So I just remember we was on FaceTime, we was talking. She was like, oh, where you at? And I was like, oh, I'm in my people's house. And it was like this, right? Like, so you know how, like, when you on the phone with somebody and the person can only see you, but you know, like, if you, like, around people, somebody can, like, look over and, like, see your phone, but the person on the phone can't see them, right? So it was like one of them. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just at my people's house, whatever, we just chopping it up. And BJ had looked at the phone, and then he looked at me, and then he smiled. But I'm not thinking nothing of it because, like, we talking or whatever. So cool, keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. And at this point, she had been dealing with her BJ for, like, I want to say, like, almost like 2-ish months or whatever, something like that. It had been a while. So cool. Hang up with her. Nothing happened that day. I'm not putting two and two together. I'm just thinking, you know, he just looking to be nosy who I'm on the phone with. But mind you, he, like, looked at the phone, looked at me, and then, like, did, like, a little smirk or whatever. So fast forward. Some weeks had went by, and I'm hitting her up on, like, a Friday to see, like, what's going on. And she was like, we could go to this kickback that, like, somebody in my school having. And then after we go to the kickback, let's swing by BJ homeboy house because he been acting weird again. But I'm gonna, like, tell you later, like, come get me, and I'm gonna, like, tell you whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So I go home, get ready for the kickback. I take Mercedes with me. This fucking hoe. Whatever. I take Mercedes with me. We go pick up Bridget, and she in the car, like, telling us, like, yeah, I was on the phone with him last night, and the phone had just, like, hung up. I heard a bitch in the background, like, she laughed. I'm pretty sure, like, he blocked me because I kept calling, like, all night. It was going straight to voicemail. He had unblocked me on Instagram, then he blocked me again. Like, I'm pretty sure he messed with a bitch. Like, I need to figure out, like, what's going on. Why she said, because I think I'm pregnant. I said, bitch, well, wait a minute. I'm like, what you mean? Like, you pregnant? She was like, well, I don't know for sure. Like, I missed my period, like, 5 days later, something. Like, I need to take a test. So I'm all like, oh, let's go get a test, like, on the way to the kickback so you could take it, like, in the store, whatever. So she was like, okay, bet. So while we go to, I think we went to, like, CVS or Walgreens or something, and we get a test. She take it. She wasn't pregnant, but, like, just thinking about, like, you even, like, having a scare like that is sickening to me, knowing what I know now. So I'm just like, oh, bitch, like, you're not pregnant. Like, we can, like, drink fruit punch. I'm talking about Four Loko. we can, you know, like, have fun tonight because, like, you're not pregnant, woo-doo-woo-doo. So we go to the kickback. We have a time. We have so much fun. The kickback was jumping. And I wasn't even no kickback. That was a damn house party. It was so fun. So then it's starting to get, like, late on the night, and she was like, let's go pull up on BJ. He at one of his homeboys' house or whatever, right? And mind you, this is my brother. I know everybody who he hang out with. I know who he be with. I know the people that he be with on an everyday basis. I know the people that run his stuff for him. I know the people that he be with on certain occasions. I know the people that he take to this location but not that. Like, I know everything, okay? that's my, yeah, like twinsies. Like I know who he be around. So I'm like, okay, like what's the address or whatever, and she gave me the address. Now mind you, it was like some apartment complexes, but it was like a neighborhood behind the apartment complex. So she gave me the address to the apartment complex, but she was like, he stay in the neighborhood like behind it. I know the house, like I'll tell you like how to get there, like once we pass the apartments or whatever. I don't know like the exact address, I just know how to get there. So I'm like, okay, bet. Mind you, like a lot of people can stay here. Like I'm not putting two and two together, y'all. I don't know if I was like naive. I don't know if I was just stupid. I might have been a little slow. I'm not even gonna hold you, but I'm not thinking we finna pull up to my brother homeboy house and he like, I'm not doing that. So we passing by the apartments and she telling me to take certain turns, and now it's starting to get like a little too close for comfort. Like this is not a coincidence. Like I'm just like, hold on, we going in the direction of such and such house. But I'm thinking like, okay, maybe she talked to like one of the homeboys that like BJ know, but I'm like, hold the fuck up. She said his name was BJ, y'all. We hit that motherfucking corner. What did I tell y'all in the last story time? BJ got a what? A loud ass, red ass Infinity truck, tinted the fuck out, red rims. Like you can't miss that shit. We used to call that shit, well, I used to call it Clifford, but they used to call it Blifford. But you know, like, yeah, you feel me? So hold on. Let me just pause right there. Also, somebody in the comments in the last week video asked me why my brother do what he do and he has such a loud ass car. And I was on the phone with him like a few days ago, and he told me to tell you, girl, if you're watching this, because he ain't no scary ass nigga and he do what he want. Verbatim, that's what he said. Because I didn't know how to answer that, and I told you in the comments, I don't know what you want me to say, because she was like, normally when people do blah blah blah, they like try to stay low key. And he told me to tell you that he keep that thing on him, he not scary, and yeah, he do what he wants. So if he want to ride around, this was back then, he don't even got that truck no more, but back then if he wanted to ride around in a loud ass red ass truck, that's what the fuck he was gonna do. Obviously that nigga don't give a fuck. So anyways, resume. We hit that damn corner and I see that truck parked in front of the house, and she was like, it's right there with the red truck. I slammed on the brakes. I said, you talk to BJ, and I'm like saying like his whole government name, like first, middle, and last name. I said, you talk to da-da-da-da? She said, yeah, bitch, how you know? I said, bitch, that's my fucking brother.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Oh my God. And this is what infuriated me. This is what made me so mad. Because now I'm starting to play stuff back in my head, and it's just like, I can't be mad at Bridget. Because like, I'm explaining to her like everything that I tell y'all, like, oh, he don't want me talking to his homie, da da da. I'm explaining all that to her as we're still actively pulling up to the house. My thing though is what really like made me mad is like, BJ will sit here and like preach, he will die on the hill. Like even still to this day, I don't want you talking to whoopty whoopty whoop. And like my thing is, no, that's not my daddy. No, you can't make me or not make me do anything that I do or don't want to do. But it's just like, if I ever felt like something made my brother uncomfortable, I got so much respect and loyalty towards you. I'm never gonna do no shit to make you uncomfortable. Like, if you don't want me talking to a nigga that you run in the same circle with, I'm not gonna do that off the strength of that's how much I love you and rock with you, because you my brother and I respect you, and I'm not gonna do no shit like that. I'm not gonna fuck up no friendship. Like say I do get into a relationship with one of your homeboys and then he do me wrong, now you feel like you got to cut off the homie. Like no, I'm not doing none of that. But it's just like, I give you so much respect and loyalty, you couldn't do the same to me. And I'm saying that because remember when I told y'all at one time I was on FaceTime, I'm playing all of this shit back in my head, like my mind just like spinning. You knew, because at that point, remember I said like when I had FaceTime her, when we was on FaceTime at the house, they had been talking for like a couple months. You obviously know what the bitch who you fucking with look like. You obviously know. Like, know her voice and everything. That's probably why he came over to the phone and looked, because he recognized her voice. So it's like you knew all of this time that this was my homegirl and you was still fucking with her, but you don't want, like, that's the pot calling the kettle black. No, that shit infuriates infuriated me. So I'm just thinking, I'm finna hop out this motherfucking car and I'm finna run up in the house and I'm finna get to beating on niggas because you got me so fucked up. Don't you ever preach on those, like, don't ever do no shit like that to me, because if that's the case, you got plenty fine homeboys that I done passed the fuck up just off the strength of having respect for you. And you gonna do this to me? Bet. I love this game. So I'm thinking, okay, bet, I'm finna hop out this bitch and we finna jump this nigga at this point. So she was like, I'm with it. Mercedes with it, everything. Y'all, no, that is literally not even what happened. So I'm like, yeah, I already know who be here, whatever. Let me just go to the door first, because they had like security cameras and shit at the front door. I was like, let me just go to the door and then like y'all stay on the side, because like maybe if they see all three of us, they not gonna like come to the door, whatever. So I go to the door, I knock on the screen door. The homeboy who house it is, he answered whatever. He was like, what you doing here? I was like, my brother up in here. So he was like, yeah, he up in there, but he got company. So I'm thinking, well, like, what the fuck that mean? Mind you, I'm standing at the door. Mercedes and Bridget is on the side. Like, they can hear him, but they can't. They can hear him, but they can't see him, and he can't see them. Right? Them. Him. I think I just fucked that up. Whatever. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. That he said he got company. So in the midst of me saying who, he was like, yeah, Brooke back there with him. Mind you, if you know the story that I told a few months ago about who Brooke is somebody that my brother been messing with for years. Like, I'm pretty sure if he ever decides to get married, that's gonna be his wife. Like, they've been messing with each other for years. And it's like one of those relationships where like what's explained, what's understood don't gotta be explained. Like, she would go and fuck with other niggas and he would go fuck with other people, but they would always like come back together. Like, she didn't care like who he was messing with. If you was on my live the other night, she was old girl who I had prank called, and I was like, I'm messing with your man, and she said she don't care, he be fucking the whole city, but she not coming up off him because that's her little shit. That was Brooke to my brother. Okay, please understand, if you missed that live, baby, you got to go back and watch. We had a time. So anyways, so in the midst of him saying like, oh yeah, Brooke back there, Bridget bum rushed the door. Mind you, I ain't never seen Bridget act this way. She's, to me, has always been like a sweet, innocent, soft, sensitive, bubbly, soft girl, right? I said soft twice, but yeah, for real, like, I ain't never seen her like get mad or nothing. So when she bum rushed the door, it's so much going on. Niggas think it's some like setup shit, like it's niggas running up in the house. So she ran up in the house and she was like, where the fuck he at? So she running. So I'm just like, wait, like I'm running behind her. Next thing you know, BJ opened the door, and all you see, cause like he opened up the door, he was in the, first of all, this some real bum ass trifling ass shit. Cause why would you go to your homeboy house to have company and go hump on a girl when you got your own crib? Mom and dad don't hardly never be home, and even if they did, they know who Brooke is. Like, they know what y'all be doing with the door closed. We not stupid. Why would you go to your homeboy house to have company when you got your own crib? But okay, go off. So he opened the door, and like the way the room was set up, like the bed is right in front of the door, so like when you open it, you can see like on the bed. Y'all, he opened the door. Brooke laid up in the bed. She only got panties on, literally just panties, titties just all out, just panties, just laying there. So when all of this is happening, she take off like running towards the door, and BJ slammed the door. So she trying to like get in. So the homeboy's like, what's going on, y'all? This shit is just crazy. What's going on? So I'm trying to like grab her, like, come on, let's go. So when I'm saying that, BJ yelling from the other side of the door, he was like, that's my sister out there. I'm like, yeah, open up the motherfucking door, because you finna have 2 problems on your hands. I'm finna get you, and I'm finna tag her in, and we finna jump your ass. Stop fucking playing with me. So one of the bigger homeboys, I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing, he was big, he like a big old teddy bear, he swooped Bridget up and like take her away from the door, and I'm just standing there because like I'm gonna play my cards right. I'm looking at the homeboy. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. So I'm like, open up the door. So he opened up the door. Bridget like put her shirt on, so she was like, sis, what's going on? Hold on real quick. I said, how long you been fucking with my homegirl? Looking at BJ. How long you been fucking with my homegirl? Soon as he opened up his mouth, y'all, I slapped him in his face. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't support domestic. We don't have to get domestic or nothing, but like at this point, you done preached all of these years not to mess with your homeboys, and you gonna go fuck off with my homegirl, and you got her in distress and she's crying and heartbroken because she think you cheating on her. I slapped him right in his face. Y'all, when I tell you we got to scrap it in that motherfucker, it wasn't even really like scrapping though, because my thing with my brother is he ain't never really like for real put his hands on me. Like one time we got in a fight. This was when we was in like, I was in like this 5th or 6th grade or something. He probably was in like the 8th grade or something. Like we fought for real, but that was like some little kid shit. His thing was like, he just used to like to like bear hug me or like grab my wrist or something, and I'm like trying to like punch, kick, like bite. I don't give a fuck. Like you got me so fucked up. So the homies was like, what's going on, what's going on? So I'm like, and also I hate this about myself, like when I get mad, I cry. And I told y'all this, like I hate that about myself. So I'm crying, like I'm pissed off, and I'm just like yelling like, you spent all of this time telling me I can't fuck with your homeboys, but you fucking off with my homegirl, like do. I'm yelling, I'm crying. So they try to like separate us, and BJ just standing there, and this is like what had really made me mad, because it's just like, you didn't say sorry, like you know the part, like he taking me as a fucking joke at this point. Like he's laughing in my face, and when he started laughing, now I'm really mad. I'm like grabbing shit, I'm throwing it at him. I'm like, you think shit funny? You laughing in my fucking face? You just gonna disrespect me like that? Like I'm throwing shit. I'm trying to like they not dragging me, but like pulling me away. I'm trying to like grab onto like the side of like doorways and shit, like get off me. They like, no, y'all not supposed to be fighting. Hold on, like we can talk about it. I was like, it ain't shit to talk about. So mind you, the one homeboy got Bridget locked up. The 2 homeboys got me trying to pull me back. BJ standing there looking stupid as fuck, just holding his face, just smirking. You big fucking stupid doofy idiot. That's why I hope I left a damn handprint on your face. Like, stop fucking playing with me. So, all this going on, Brooke come out the room, y'all. Brooke come out the room. Why somehow Bridget get loose from Big Boy over here, and her and Brooke start fighting. Now, if y'all know anything about Brooke, like I told y'all in that previous story that I told y'all a few months ago, Brooke get down, she don't play. Brooke, please, I wouldn't even fight Brooke. Love her down. Bridget thought she was gonna sneak Brooke. They got to fighting. Brooke did Bridget in so bad, y'all. I almost like I didn't know what to do, because like this is my good sis over here. Like I love Brooke down, that's my sister for life. But then also Bridget, that's my homegirl. So it's just like, what do you do in a situation like this? Who do you help? The one getting their ass beat? Or like, and I wasn't gonna like jump. Don't think I was finna like jump in and help Brooke beat Bridget ass or no shit like that. But it's just like, what do you do? So the only thing that I can think of doing, because when I say she was doing her shit in, like Bridget was just swinging and the shit just looked like a windmill. Like Brooke had her head down. She like, So my only thing to think of, because I'm like, okay, I don't want her to mess up Bridget's face too bad, because like this is a really pretty girl. So I'm just like, let me just grab Brooke off of Bridget, right? That's what I was thinking was like the right thing to do, because I don't want y'all fighting. So I guess, like, you know how sometimes when people be fighting, they don't be like realizing like who is who, and like sometimes, you know, like when you fight you just black out, and like anybody who swing, like you swinging back. I go to, maybe I shouldn't have did this, because I don't like when I'm fighting and somebody like try to like grab me either, and then like the other person is free. I'm not thinking like that though. So I go to try to like separate them and like pull Brooke off of Bridget. Why the fuck did this bitch swing on me? And that shit kind of connected a little bit.
I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus.
It hit me like right here. So now I'm mad because I'm like, hold on, bitch. So then my brother had jumped in. He was like, that's Lauren, that's Lauren, that's Lauren. So she was like, I'm sorry, sis, I hit you, my bad. Now I'm standing there like, oh, because bitch, I don't give a fuck how good you fight. I don't never duck nothing, win, lose, draw. I don't care about nothing. You just hit me. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So he was like, that's Lauren, that's Lauren. So they separated or whatever. So Bridget in there yelling like, how could you? Who the fuck is this bitch? They going back and forth. Now Bridget and Brooke going back and forth. Who you calling a bitch? I'm his bitch. Ah, you mad? Ah, you mad? And then Brooke was like, you must have been the bitch that was calling last night. I took his phone. I blocked you. Ah, you mad? You wanted to pull up, bitch. You stupid ass bitch. You think you the only person that he fucking with. Da 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 da. I ain't going nowhere. You know, like she stands 10 toes behind my brother. It could be a bitch out here 10 months pregnant. And she gonna be like, I don't care, have that baby, bitch. I'm not coming up off of him. And I don't know what type of voodoo my brother used to be doing to this girl. But yeah, so whatever, that's happening or whatever. So I go back outside and I'm just like, BJ, come out here, like we finna fight. Like we finna fight. He was like, I'm not fighting you. Like I'm not fighting you. He really like taking me as a fucking joke. So then this nigga whispers out his mouth, not whispers, but has the audacity to say out his mouth, why is you even mad? Why am I even mad? Why am I even mad? Blackout again, y'all. I charged at the nigga. I'm swinging. They like, no. So I'm yelling again, like saying all the same shit. I was really just like talking in circles, like, you're a fucking weirdo, like you're a fucking weirdo. So then like I don't know, it must have been like a full moon or something, because like at first Brooke was cool, right? Like at first like she didn't really know what was going on, but then she started like having an attitude and like yelling at me, and she was like, why would you even bring this bitch over here? And I'm telling her like, bitch, I didn't know that they was fucking with each other. So she was like, how you didn't know that your homegirl was fucking on your brother? Like this your homegirl, right? So now I'm just like, oh my god, I really don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, is it a Mercury retrograde or something? Because I really don't want to have to do you in, but it's 3 of us, Brooke. Like, you might not be able to. I ain't gonna lie though, Brooke know how to fight. I bet on me though. If it was me and her, I bet on me. I'm just saying. But anyways, now back then I don't know, I'm like 120 soaking wet. Brooke was like, she was like stacked. But anyways, I'm just like, I would really hate to have to jump this bitch. Like I would really hate for all 3 of us to have to jump on this bitch. So I'm just like, you have misplaced anger, and I don't even really know why you're angry, because like you just said, you're not his bitch. Well, you did say you was his bitch, but we all know you're not his bitch, because like he don't have a bitch, he has bitches, right? So it's just so much going on. She yelling at me, Bridget yelling at her, I'm yelling at BJ. BJ standing there looking stupid. Mercedes ain't bust a move, break a fingernail, not nothing. She just standing there looking stupid and goofy. The homeboys trying to like separate us. It's people walking outside their house. They probably finna call the police. Everybody just need to cool the fuck out, right? So the homeboys is just like, y'all just go, like talk about it later, like y'all doing too much or whatever. And I'm walking away from the house, and I was like, I'm done with you, talking to my brother. He was like, done with me for what? I was like, I'm done with you. And Bridget was like, I'm done with you too. And Brooke was like, bitch, you never even started. It's just so much going on. So we get back in the car, and I'm just sitting there like in silence for like 5-10 minutes, like, you really just gonna play in my face like that? Like, and like I said, like I don't even care about stuff like that, because like I'm not one to tell somebody like you can't talk to somebody just because I'm friends with him. The only way like that makes sense to me is like if it's like my best friend and you try to go talk to one of my exes. That's a little weird to me, because why the fuck would you want to talk to my ex? And like, you know, that's something that I'm not willing to bend about. But if it's one of my homegirls and it's just somebody that like I'm friends with, or like my cousin, like my brother or something, who am I to tell you, oh no bitch, he's off limits, because that's my family? That could be your soulmate. And that's like, I just like don't like how the fact like he was trying to like really like play down shit, like it's not that big of a deal. I don't see what you're mad at. I'm mad because you made me feel like shit so many different times. so many different times because you knew somebody that I wanted to be with, and I can't be with them because I'm so loyal to you. You don't want me to be with them. You feel me? So whatever. I'm done. I dropped Bridget off. Me and Mercedes go to my house. I'm just not even talking. I'm not in the mood because it ain't really shit to talk about for real. Like, it's really not shit to talk about. So the next day, he blowing up my phone, and I'm telling you, like, I did not fuck with my brother for like a whole month after this, y'all. Like, it's just like the principle about shit. Like, the situation can be this big, but it's like the principle just be so serious to me. Like, you really take me for a fucking joke, and that's crazy to me. Like, me of all people. Like, you really gonna do me like that? You really gonna thug me like that? I'm not fucking with it. So, like I said, some time had passed. Like, a whole month had went by, and I was not fucking with my brother at all. And shout outs to him, because he was being like consistent about like reaching out to me and stuff. He would, even though I was ignoring him, he would still call me, text me, leave voicemails, whatever. So, oh, and mind you, at this point, oh, excuse me, Bridget was very like apologetic about like messing with him, and she was like, I'm finna cut him off, and I was like, don't cut him off just because you found out that's my brother. Like, I'm not mad at you because you dead ass did not know. My beef is with him because he knew, and he was sitting up in my face being sneaky and sitting on information for weeks and not saying nothing to me. So they stopped talking or whatever, but not because of me. She was just like, no, he just got too much going on. Rightfully so. I wouldn't want to deal with a nigga like that anyways. Y'all know Brooke didn't cut him off. So I remember this was like around the time that like, not around the time that like, because like my parents had been divorced, but like, if you know me in real life, you know like I don't have a relationship with my dad at this point in my life. And I feel like this is when stuff started like going downhill for me and my dad. And this is why like I take like the death of my grandpa so serious, because like that was my dad, like from like 13 until like I graduated high school. Like the time that I needed a father figure the most, that was my dad. Like that was the nigga to put me on. That was the man who taught me, this is how you need to be treated by a man, this is what you look for, this is what you don't tolerate. Like I will never ever get over the death of him, because yeah, like we don't got to talk about that. But like, long story short, just imagine like having your dad, like, you know who your dad is, and your dad was in your life all your life up until this point because your parents was married, and then he just decided to become because like my dad wasn't always like a good dad, but it was just like when they got divorced he became even shittier, right? So I was just like going through some shit, and I was just very vulnerable at this point in my life, and BJ had just called me at like the right time. Like I finally answered the phone, I'm crying and shit like that, and he was just like, come over to the house, we could talk about it or whatever. And my thing when I used to be sad, like back when I was like in high school, I used to like to go eat ice cream. So I went over to his house, we went to Cold Stone, and we just sitting outside of Cold Stone, and I'm just like crying to him about like the situation with me and him, and the situation with like my dad, and like some other shit, like the guy that I was like talking to or whatever, the one who I said like had did me dirty like for prom. It was just like so much going on with the males in my life at the time, and I just felt like I was like slipping into depression or some shit. Like it was just so much going on. I was very overwhelmed, and this was before I even knew I had anxiety disorder, but I'm pretty sure I was having an anxiety attack before I even knew what an anxiety attack was. So he just let me vent, he let me talk. I'm sitting outside of Cold Stone crying. This white people walking by, oh my gosh, is she okay? What's going on? Oh my gosh, don't cry. So I'm just sitting there crying or whatever, and he just let me vent, and you know, he did take accountability for like what he did or whatever, and he was just like, you know, like I never meant to like hurt your feelings or nothing. I don't want you to think that like I'm not loyal to you, because I am. Like that was just some shit, like I really didn't even for real. And I'm just like, if you finna say you didn't know Bridget was my homegirl, like don't lie to my face. Like you supposed to be apologizing, like don't lie. He was like, okay, I'm not gonna say that, but it's just like I wasn't really like taking her serious, like, and I'm just like, well, that's not what she was telling me. But we don't have to like, you know, relive the shit. Like you supposed to be trying to get back on my good side. Like just say I'm sorry and keep pushing. So whatever, he took accountability for that, And yeah, like that was that. I'm just like, don't never do no shit like that. Don't never do no shit like that ever again. I'm not playing, because I will go, let me cut that part out. Like, don't, because I'll go mess with one of your partners for real, and I'll make him fall in love, and you'll be sick every single day for the rest of your life. Don't ever play with me. So after that, y'all, I just want to say maybe we can make this into a part 2. I don't know if I can really like turn this into a story time, but Brooke and Bridget, they started beefing really bad, and they got into a really bad fight. Like, multiple people were involved. I maybe could make this into a part 2. I don't really like part 2s because it's like I don't want to add it to this video because it's gonna be too long, but then like I can't make it. Whatever, maybe let me know in the comments what you want, but just know they got into it, and I found out that Bridget wanted to be messing, like wanted to start back messing with BJ, because like I told her, like, you do what you want or whatever at this point. I don't know if it was because, like, because from my knowledge, Bridget had told me she didn't want to mess with BJ no more. Like, I'm gonna let it go, like he got too much going on. And the way Brooke has always came off is like she don't care who BJ messed with as long as he know where home at type shit. I don't really know like the details about like what was going on or why they even like fought for real. I just know they fought for real, and that shit was really bad. So yeah, let me know if you want that story. I won't even do it next week, just in the future. Maybe I could tell it on live or something. That's a live story. Like, I could tell that on live. So yeah, y'all, that was the time that my brother had me fucked up, and I cut him off for the first time. And this was like one of the most serious times like we ever like got into it for real. Because like, don't tell me if I'm wrong. Like, tell me if I was wrong for that. Like, I feel like well, you can't tell me that I'm wrong for feeling the way that I feel about a situation, but like the way that I reacted, I feel like that was very valid. Because if y'all know my brother, and like, y'all, he preaches on that shit. Like, he tell anybody, like, my sister's off limits, you're not finna fuck up my sister's life. I know the type of niggas that I hang out with. Like, and it's more so like he trying to protect me, because he know the niggas that he run in circles with like would hurt me, they would put me in danger. Like, I could be in a car with somebody and they have some shit on them, and South Carolina is like hands of one, hands of all. Like, we all going down. Like, and I appreciate that, like, protective side. But it's just like some niggas that you hang out with, they are like good guys. Like, you hang out with athletes and shit. You know, I love an athlete. I was gonna say I'm just kidding. No, I'm not just kidding, actually. But like, you hang out, like, you don't hang out with only like drug dealers and killers and shit. Like, please. So yeah, I don't feel like I was wrong for that. I feel like everything that I did, even when I slapped him, I felt like that was valid. Because like, don't play in my face like that. It would be different if like she didn't know and he didn't know, we just found out, and I'm just like, oh, it's some weird shit going on. But it's the fact that like you knew, you was sitting on that information, you didn't tell me, and then gonna ask me what I'm mad for. Oh baby, we got to fight. You got to know that. You got to know that. So that was that. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I love you, but you already knew that. If you don't do nothing else, please just like the video, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, tell me what you think, tell me what you would have did in this situation. Turn on your post bell notifications, and I'm gonna see y'all next week for a brand new video.